Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God. Chubs Gone Wild.
Hey there, welcome to another Chubs Gone Wild. It is episode 582, recorded on Monday, March 3rd, 2025, where it is 59 degrees and sunny outside Chubland. And today is the biggest celebration in Chubland that we have every year. It is Bacon Day. It is
Bacon Day.
Bacon's birthday. It is her actual birthday, not just birthday month, but it's her actual birthday today. So happy birthday, Miss Bacon. And it is 14 days till St. Patrick's Day. Are you going to wear green? I think we're 14 days. I think we're actually probably recording that day.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So you're going to wear green on the video?
I don't know.
I have to see if I have a green shirt. I mean, I think I have a dark green shirt. Probably wear. Maybe we'll get all fancied up, shall we?
No.
17. Oh, come on. It's fun. 17 days till Ostara, 47 till Easter. It's 2,420 days until Halloween. Let's just do a little correction on that, shall we? It's 242 days till Halloween, and it is 297 days until Christmas. Christmas season. I'm
looking through IMDb, and they're not listing Kathy Bacon's birthday. I'm surprised.
What?
And she's honestly, she's the only person I know on the list. Well, I would know if she was on the list. That's just wrong. I mean, it's like I don't know who any of these people are.
I know.
Oh wait, there's Julie Bowen. Okay, I know her. She's from Modern Family. Claire.
Oh yeah. Oh, she was really cool.
And that is about it.
Huh.
Jesus. And why no Kathy Bacon? No,
I don't understand.
I guess they don't care about the famous.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she's being ostracized because she's too cool to be on that. That's the thing. All right, it is time for today's affirmation. Take a moment, center yourself, breathe. I am an excellent communicator in all situations and easily fit into every area of life. Apparently I'm not a good communicator. Let me read that again. In all situations and easily fit into every area of life. Okay, so it's just that's weird. Not me. I'm still a good communicator. Yeah, so there's that. Yes, here we are. Well, let's talk about Patreon, which offers folks a way to support creators who receive awards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, other things here and there when we get a chance. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brother Sinatus, Gangsley, Kathy Bacon on Bacon Day, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can support artists like us for as little as $1 a month. Well, today was a big day in history, and you are not going to believe it. On March 3rd, 1887, Anne Sullivan begins teaching 6-year-old Helen Keller, who lost her sight and hearing after a severe illness at the age of 19 months. Under Sullivan's tutelage, including her pioneering touch teaching techniques. Keller,
Ew,
Keller,
you're gross.
I was just no, I was just remember
Yeah, you're
teaching. I'm
thinking.
remembering when she slapped her.
Oh, I thought you were thinking about like the
No.
photography teacher who had his own touch teaching as well. So
Oh my God. There are so many. Okay, this isn't probably isn't appropriate for now, but there are so many right wing like preachers and stuff right now that are getting busted for horrible things. Gosh. Anyway, back to Helen Keller, who was a relative, by the way.
of
Uh,
course everybody was.
well, yeah, when you're my family and pretty much F everything that moves. Anyway, let's see. Keller flourished, eventually graduating from college and becoming an international lecturer and activist. Sullivan, later dubbed the Miracle Worker, remained Keller's interpreter and constant companion until the older woman's death in 1936. So that was one of my favorite movies as a kid when she finally understood and when she's fighting her at the table and when she slapped her. It's just like so wholesome.
Whoa, whoa.
Yes. But, hey, they finally had that breakthrough. Okay. Well, oh my goodness. You know what? We're going into holidays, and let me tell you that America has not acknowledged Bacon Day. But Canada sure has because it is Canadian Bacon Day,
There you go.
annually on March 3rd. Yes. Uh, Also, it's 33 Flavors Day, uh, Kashmir Pulaski Day, okay, or Casimir, I think is, yeah. It's Cream Bun Day. Have you had your buns creamed today? It's only in Iceland.
No.
Okay. Fun facts about names. I want you to be happy day. Oh, I want you to be happy. And there we go. It's also National Anthem Day. Hmm. Cold cuts, Moscow Mule. Well, every day it's going to be Moscow Mule Day here someday if we don't pay attention. Anyway, moving on. It's also National Mulled Wine Day. I don't like mulled wine. Do you?
It's depending on if it's done right, yeah.
Okay. It's National Soup It Forward Day. Seriously, soup it forward.
Stupid forward or soup it?
Soup it.
Okay, okay.
Although, hey, it's also Peach Blossom Day, Read Across America, Shrove, Shrove Monday. Okay. Oh, it's observed 48 days before Easter. So they've got something going on every day before Easter. I'm telling you. It's also Talk to a Third Person. Oh, Talk in Third Person Day. So Matthew will talk in third person for the rest of the show. And nothing. Okay, it's also TB 303 Appreciation Day. Okay. What if cats and dogs had opposable thumbs day? That would not be good.
Well, I mean, they could like cook you dinner.
More like steal it easier. Goodness.
Well, I
Uh,
don't know what kind of animals you're raising, but my definitely would not. Oh, she did eat a cube of butter one time.
oh my goodness. Oh, that's yeesh.
Both the paws up on the counter,
Yeah.
standing up, eating a
Mhm.
cube of butter. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I remember when I was a little kid and I bit into a cube of margarine because I'm like, margarine's good. And I bit into a cube of it and I almost threw up. Ugh. Anyway, moving on from that. It's also World Wildlife Day, and we appreciate wildlife out in the wild, away from us. So, okay. Next up, we have some birthdays. And it is Kathy Bacon. It's her
Oh,
birthday.
it's
That's
her
so weird.
birthday? Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh my God.
Odd. I did not see that coming. But also, it is happy birthday to Cormine and Steve. And happy birthday, upcoming to Jimmy, Rob 1 or 2 of the Robs. Sorry, I still get those confused. To Kay, to Tom, to Lamont, Ricky of the Foul Monkeys, Cheryl, that guy. Let's see, we have Jeffrey, Matt, Michael, Scott, Belinda, Jason. We have a lot of birthdays. Chris, Mike, Curtis, and Christopher. Happy birthday, everybody. Yeah, I got a couple of very interesting birthdays there. And we're just going to go up to this one right here. And we're going to click it. And we are going to unfriend that person because they are not nice. Let's leave it at that, shall we? Moving on to nothing in our feedback this time, but Chub Hugs. I know what you're going to do, so you go first. Chub Hugs.
Um, I was going to say the people of Ukraine.
Oh my God. That's
The,
just so disgusting. I mean, not the Chub Hug, but the reason why we have to give it.
well, the only thing that kept me afloat was the AIs of Zelensky punching Trump in the face and knocking him out. Oh, and then the other one where they start fighting each other and then Trump's hair flies off.
I haven't seen that one. I'll take a look for it.
Yeah.
But the other one was good. Yeah. Just absolutely disgusting behavior. So but also some chub hugs out to Miss Kathy Bacon. In case you didn't know, it was her birthday today.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Kathy Bacon Day. I mean,
Yeah.
Canadian Kathy Bacon Day. I wonder. I wonder if she's Canadian. Wouldn't that be great if she was?
I know that would be very funny.
Oh, well, even better for her because then she could move there back there easily and away from this.
Mess. Yep. All right. Well, I didn't actually pull any news stories. I don't know why. It just didn't happen. But, well, if you go to CNN, some random news stories include the Dow tumbling as Trump confirms tariffs on Mexico and Canada starting tomorrow. It's already down so far. And it's going
Oh
to just
yeah,
down
it's
more and
down.
more and more.
Well,
Yeah.
it went down twice where it was already down before he made the announcement.
Hmm.
Yeah, remember if Kamala Harris gets in, we're going to be like the 1920s when the stock market crashed. Yeah, well,
Hmm.
it's been doing it for the past 2 weeks, so
I have you now you dabble in stocks. How are you doing?
terrible.
Terrible. That's sad. It's really bad. I am sorry to hear that, but I'm not surprised. I'm surprised it took as long as it did for it to plummet. Anyway, let's see. Well, Trump says he doesn't think that the Ukraine rare earth minerals deal is dead. Yeah, right. Anyway, let's see. Julia Fox's naked dress on Oscars night was covered with clearly placed hair. That's a good story, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Kroger's CEO abruptly resigns into probe after personal conduct. Bye-bye, Kroger's. Their grocery store. Yeah. Well, an electric toothbrush is the secret to a dentist-approved smile. So they found 3 that actually working. You know what? I was given a Sonic toothbrush by my hygienist, and I used it, and I had my gums, a period of a part of my gums swelled to a huge knot. It was ugly. So I'm not sold on them myself. Anyway, that's the news. And now Tom wants to cheer you up with some celebrity deaths.
Well, first up is Roberto Orsi. He was writer producer of Star Trek. In 2009, he died from kidney complications. He was 51 years old.
Oh.
Then up we have Michelle Trachtenberg.
Trachtenberg,
Yeah, you'll remember her from Gossip Girls and ruining Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Because she was like cousin Oliver when she showed up on Buffy.
yeah. And she showed up and she was just there, and everybody's like, Buffy doesn't have a sister. And then they explained it later that she was really a what was it? She was a rare gem or something in the universe. She wasn't a real person. She was just being hidden. Anyway,
Well, she died at 39 years old, and
so
they don't know
sad.
why, and her family doesn't want an autopsy to be done.
Yeah. The only thing that we do know is that she recently had a liver transplant. That's the only thing we know about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, a liver transplant?
Yeah.
Jesus. Joseph Wamba, an LA cop turned novelist and screenwriter, died at 88 years old. He wrote The Onion Field, The New Centurions, The Blue Knight, and created the anthology series Police Story.
Wow.
Yeah. James Houghton, 75. He was the original, was an original Young and Restless cast member and a daytime Emmy-winning writer on the show. Perhaps his most famous role was in Kenny on Knots Landing.
Hmm.
Interesting, as a kid, he appeared on Twilight Zone thanks to his producer dad, Buck Houghton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's just, yeah, of course. God, I hated nepotism in Los Angeles. Ooh.
Mm.
Okay. David Johansen.
Mhm.
He was the lead singer from the punk band New York Dolls. He died at
Wow.
75. A lot of people remember him as the ghost of Christmas Past in Scrooge. He was the cab driver, took him around.
Oh.
Niagara Falls. You remember
Yeah.
that? Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see. Angie Stone, 63, the R&B legend, died tragically in a car accident in Alabama earlier this week, as her daughter and also her rep have confirmed.
Hmm.
Adult star Tim Kruger, who starred in Tim's Tales, passed away following what had been described as a tragic yet simple accident at home. He was 44. And finally, uh, we have Gene Hackman, um, the two-time Oscar-winning actor whose career spanned 5 decades, died at 95 years old after he and his wife and their dog were found dead in the home. It was interesting. That was last Wednesday. They said that he had been dead 10 days when they found him
Oh my gosh.
because his pacemaker stopped 10 days previous to that.
Uh,
And so they don't know what happened to his wife or and the dog. And
mm,
they had two other dogs that they were still alive. So it's
mm,
like, because it almost sounded like a murder suicide
mm-hmm.
type thing. And, take out the animals with you. We're all going together.
Yeah.
So that was terrible news. Morgan Freeman did a really nice eulogy of him on the Oscars last night.
Mm,
So, yeah.
wow. That a lot of crazy going on. All right. Well, and now let's put a smile on our face and listen to Tom tell us about his week.
Well, we might as well start with the Oscars, which were last night. It was weird, a weird bag. It really was. A lot of, uh, well, Anora, which no one has seen, basically won Best Picture, Actress, Director, Screenplay, and film editing. And the film editor, the writer, the director, and the producer were all the same person. So he
Oh,
won
wow.
four Oscars last night, and of course, Demi Moore was thought she was, they thought she was going to win, but she did not win. The only thing Substance won was makeup, and then you had The Brutalist, which won Best Actor for Adrian Brody, and it won. Uh, it was score and cinematography. Wicked picked up sets, basically a production design and costume design. What? You're
So
looking confused.
I was saying you'll probably get to it, but I was like, didn't Wicked win anything else? But I'm sure you'll get to that.
No, it didn't.
Really?
Well, they're not going to give it anything until next year
Oh,
when the
okay.
second half comes out.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's like Lord of the Rings. It got nominated every year, but didn't
Yeah.
win until the last year. So I think
Okay.
that if anything, I mean, who knows? They could have something that's just floors everybody that comes out, and Wicked doesn't win next year. But that it's going if it's going to win stuff, major stuff, it's going to win major stuff next year.
Okay.
Next year's awards. So then we had that Amelia Perez, that won song and supporting actress for Zoe and then The Real Pain won Best Supporting Actor for Karen Culkin, and I'm thinking, and Dune won Special Effects and Sound.
Hmm.
And the best animated feature was Flow, which you can see now on Max. So,
Okay.
so I mean, there was a lot out there. A lot of things got, there. It's like two and two and two and three and
Yeah.
two and five and one.
Oh,
So it was nice to have it scattered. Have the awards scattered around. But um, again, this is what happens with the Oscars. No one has seen Anora,
mm-hmm.
which wins Best Picture. No one's seen The Brutalist, which wins Best Actor. No one has seen what was the other one that was no one has Flow. No one's seen that.
Right.
So it's just that they just keep forgetting that they're they're giving awards to shows that nobody knows, so nobody wants to watch the award show.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's it's just that anyway. uh they did have the girls from Wicked opened up with um Ariana Grande singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and
Mm-hmm.
then Cynthia Erivo came out and sang Home from The Wiz, and then they both sang Defying Gravity. So it was really nice. And Conan O'Brien, I don't know, I just didn't think he was very funny at all last night.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there were some good bits, but overall, it was just, uh, yeah, because when you sit there and you go, I think I could host the Oscars equally as badly as he does.
Oh.
Then it's saying something.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, let's go to Drag Race this week. Uh, Corey King finally goes home, and I felt bad. I mean, I feel bad because I really liked Corey,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, mostly because he's like totally hot, but also because and he's got a $1 zillion smile, but
Mhm.
he's limited.
Oh, that's sad.
So limited. So he can't sew, and so every time there's a challenge that needs which this week was a design challenge, and it was based on Betsy Johnson's designs. So
Hmm.
so anyway, oh, God, his skirt was so awful. so awful. It was like you couldn't even you didn't when he walked out. That's the first thing your eyes goes to. And Michelle Visage said the exact same thing. It was like, oh my god, it's like when somebody comes out and they've got a pimple on their forehead, and
Uh,
all you can see is the pimple on their forehead. What color are my eyes? I don't know. Pink, red. It's got
yeah.
like a little beady white thing in the center.
Right.
Um, so anyway, so yeah, Corey needed to go home. Let's see. We are barreling through Lost,
Mm,
and okay, so I had forgotten when they come back because they come back to the island because the island's going through spasms
right.
with them gone. So they come back to the island, but they come back to the island during the 70s or 80s. It's like it's like it's not even where, it's now when. So
Right.
it's just been crazy. Let's see. The traders this week we ended with a cliffhanger, so we don't know who's going home or who got cast away and who got murdered. We won't find that out until next week. Um, on the pit, it's funny. They brought in a earlier in the day on the pit because it's the ER in Pittsburgh, and it's hour by hour. And so early in the morning, they had brought in this homeless guy, and when they opened up his jacket, a rat ran out. So there's been a rat roaming around the ER for hours now. So the doctor who always gets shit all over himself, the young doctor, he sees the rat and he grabs it and they breaks its neck because he's a country boy. He came from like farming community. So if you saw the rat, you killed the rat. You didn't catch the rat and euthanize it. He just broke its neck, and the whole ER is like, oh, 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 he killed the rat, yay! So it's kind of funny. Bachelor this week, they were in Scotland,
Mm.
and Carolyn or
Mm.
Caroline, she's whining. Oh, I just feel like we're not connecting because I haven't gone out on another date alone with you. And this is every time they're at a party or they're at a group date. It's always like, oh, I just feel like we're not connecting anymore. And so finally, one of the other girls, they're all pissed because whenever she does that, then he goes and comforts her.
Uh-huh.
And so one of the girls goes, she pulls that shit all the time, and you keep falling for it, and none of us get to spend time with you. It's not fair. And he let her go.
The crying one or the one that called him out?
The crying one.
Good.
Yeah, I know. Finally,
Yeah.
um, so because usually on this, I really wish the producers would go, okay, you need to see this video,
Yeah. That's
and so they can get called on the carpet right now, because that's what I loved about the Bachelorette. She was like, she's like, um, okay, if I hear shit, I'm going to get rid of people. I'm not waiting for the rose ceremony. I'm throwing them out. And Jesse goes, well, it's your season. You do what you want.
right.
And it was, yeah. So anyway, the hometowns are tonight. So
Ooh.
uh, I hate the hometowns.
I know. Me too. I hate the hometowns, and honestly, I kind of hate the whole private fantasy suite
Oh yeah, I don't like the fantasy suite
thing.
either.
It's just like that's just
It's prostitution,
well,
you
I
know.
just think it's a way to create unnecessary drama.
Well, it's like the whole idea is, I mean, realistically, this isn't real.
Yeah,
But the thing is, the Bachelor and the Bachelorette are supposed to be fairy tale-ish.
yeah.
And that doesn't mean you bang the three that are left on the show.
Right?
Okay.
And that's
To
the way it
see
always
see
ends
whose
up.
pussy you like the best. It's just
Oh
wrong.
my stars and garters. But yeah, that's kind of I mean, the raw version of it. It's like what's his name? Zach. He's all like, "Oh, I'm not going to blah blah blah," and then he did all three of them.
Is that the big guy?
Oh, when they were showing him like in showering everywhere.
Oh no, okay. Remember the show where it was the guy wanted a chunky girl? Remember that it wasn't The Bachelor, it was a different show.
Okay.
Um and and so he got down to the end and he had sex with everybody.
Oh
And
my.
I was like, oh, this is just gross. Anyway, okay. White Lotus, the little brother is eyeballing his brother's naked ass
Oh.
because the older brother sleeps naked, so
Uh-huh.
his covers off his butt, and the brother's just sitting there licking his lips.
Okay.
It's too much fun.
They're trying to be Europe now.
Well, and okay, I'm starting to really like White Lotus more than I did the first two seasons,
Hmm.
mostly because um, on the first season took place in Maui,
Uh-huh.
and so there's a woman from the first season. She was. Did you ever watch the first season?
Like one episode, that was it.
Okay. Well, she was she worked in as like a masseuse. She worked in the hospitality, where I think she even did like nails and stuff like that. She was that kind of worker, and so she's actually in the show this year, coming to learn from their people, the White Lotus in Thailand.
Hmm.
So she's there on like uh, an educational, learning how they do massages, learning how they do the meditations and shit like that.
Hmm.
So that's kind of cool. So someone from season one, and then they've got the guy who married Jennifer Coolidge for her money and then had her killed.
Hmm.
He's now on he's still on the show, but he's not Greg anymore. He's Gary, and he's got this new girl, and I'm pretty sure they're scamming somebody here that we're going to find out shortly because they're taking everybody out on a yacht. This sounds
Oh
suspicious.
dear.
So, but so I like the fact that they're playing with it. Oh, on last night's show, this was a great part. Okay, there's three women that have been together. They've been friends for years. They haven't really spent a lot of time with each other
Mhm.
in the last few years because one's an actress and one's a financier person. The other's, this mom housewife kind of thing. Well, so the mom housewife and the actress were really getting along. They were the best friends. And so the other girl from the Gilded Years, she was feeling like very out of place and like she shouldn't be there. And on last night's show, they're sitting around there drinking, and the one woman starts talking about how um, she started talking about how conservative she is, and and the actress goes, "Well, you're not a Republican, are you?" She goes, "No, I'm an independent. And my husband's a Republican." And they go, "You didn't vote for Trump, did you?" And she goes, "Oh, we're not going to bring up Trump now, are we?" And the two women, the two other women, the dynamic of the triangle there
Uh,
completely changed. I mean, it was like it was brilliant. It was really brilliant.
huh.
Watching what the actresses were doing and what the direction was going and the script. It's kind of like it was almost like when in the Natural, when they said that no, Robert Redford's the best baseball player, and the killer that was going after the best in all the sporting fields.
Uh,
She turns her head and looks at him now instead of looking at the other guy, and it felt the same way. It was like, oh my god, I gasped. It was so good.
huh.
Anyway, it was fun, and I like when they surprise me like that.
Yeah.
Um, so I only saw one movie this week, and it was Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty long and boring,
Yeah.
but the cinematography
Uh-huh.
was amazing. And I mean, amazing. You know, I've got a, what is this, 85-inch TV? I've got a big TV, so I can imagine that on a big screen it was even more dramatic. But
Mhm.
what I loved about it was so much of the movie was shot with a blue filter,
Yeah.
a very light blue filter, but it gave the feeling that it was moonlight all the time.
Mhm.
It was always nighttime. It was never bright. During the day, it was usually overcast, and at night, it was so beautiful to look at. So I was really happy that it was nominated last night. I can't imagine how The Brutalist was better filmed than that, but you know, whatever. Um, anyway, it was that was what I liked about the movie. But I just, it was the same story. It was just the
Yeah.
same story,
Yeah.
and you know, not told any better or
Mhm.
any worse. It was just the only thing that made the movie fresh was just the brilliant cinematography. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was very much an ode to the original, but I mean, not just an ode, but like, what if they had had this technology? Let's go with that. And, um, but that's the thing is when I was watching it too, I was just like, this is very long. But by the time it was done, I was just like the same things you said, the cinematography, the acting, the everything was just great about it. It's a piece that is culturally you should see, but it's not something I would ever watch again. So, anyway,
and it had a good ending.
yeah, yeah, it did. Um, anyway, okay. Well, I don't think there's any mutual shows right now unless you are watching Reacher.
No.
Okay. All right. So, my week, I got a chance yesterday to go see Captain America: The New World Order. And I will admit that I wanted to see it just in case there was any, it was like, people weren't going and seeing it because it was a black Captain America, because I had heard shit like that online. Uh,
Well, you know, mermaids can't be black.
Apparently, neither can Captain America. But it has been number one at the box office 3 weekends in a row, and deservedly so, because it is a good, solid movie. In fact, this is one of the better Marvel movies I've seen in a while. Um, just really enjoyed it. It's got a great storyline. Anthony Mackie does a great job as Doctor Captain America, and then he's the new Hawk, or the whoever he is. He played in the other ones. They have a new person stepping into his role, and he's a little bit comic relief, but also like you can see him kind of being worked into a good hero coming up, and just a really great cast. Of course, Harrison Ford always does a great job. You got to see the Red Hulk come into play, and his kind of little origin story there. It's really, really good. And if you get a chance to go see it in the theater, do it. And when it comes out, it's totally worth the watch.
It's
So,
163 million right now. I do not know what it is worldwide, but that's domestic, so that's not bad,
yeah, no, and
especially for a movie that comes out in February.
right. And I keep seeing ads from Disney for like the other Marvel movies and stuff, and I'm like, why aren't you promoting the one that you have out right now? Because it's really good. Okay, so that was the big movie, and other than that, I finished out the first season of Happy's Place, which is the Reba McEntire comedy show, and it's really fun. It's getting better and better with every episode. And so Happy's Place, and it's got great guests. It's got really fun stories, got great interplay between the main cast. They had like guest stars. They had like Christopher Rich, who was Reba and the one who's playing the barmaid Bobby, or yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Anyway, fought over in the show Reba. Christopher Rich, he played the husband. So he had actually had a stroke in 2018, 2019, and so he has recovered from that, but he still has very visible leftover physical needs from that. But he was on the show and played a fun part. Also, they had the annoying daughter from the Conners on there, Darlene's daughter, the one that I absolutely cannot stand. Yeah, she was on there, and she actually played she did a good job, and she played the part really well. Um, but it's just I have to get over her from the Conners because I just could not stand her on that
Well,
show.
maybe she's going to be coming over. Is it a reoccurring role
Um,
possibly?
it could turn into that. But right now it was just a one-off, which was totally fine. She did a really good job. Um, but anyway, the side cast for Happy's Place, there's like the main cast, the main three girls, and they're really good, and they're always great when they're on the
Screen.
show. And then they have the side three guys that are the kind of the secondary supportings, and they just still to the end of the 10 or 11 episodes just chew the fucking scenery to the point where you're like, just I don't want to see them. So I doubt they'll replace them and do a little switch up, but it would be really good if they did, because they just not good. Not good, not good. I've been watching Reacher. There's 4 episodes out now. This is season 3, and it is really good. And even if you were like kind of tepid on the first 2 seasons, this one is much better. This is solid. It's got a solid script to it.
Is this the same guy that was in it before?
Yeah, Reacher. Yeah.
Okay, I thought he looks different.
Um, I don't know. Maybe he got
Now,
hotter.
is it Jack Reacher?
Oh,
So is he playing the part that Tom Cruise played in the movies?
no, no. Okay, so that you're thinking of Jack Bucket. You're thinking of the John Krasinski.
No, I'm not.
No, no,
No.
because I know Tom Cruise did Reacher, a movie Reacher. Um, but yeah, I guess it's the same character. It's
Okay.
based off the main book, but there's been 3 seasons, and the first season was good. Second season was good, but made me, it left you feeling kind of like ugh. Third season, really great. The characters are great. The storyline is good. He's great. It's just fun. And if you love that intrigue, that uh, cop, FBI, undercover stuff like that, you'll love this.
The only time I ever see it online is him with his shirt off, though.
Well, there's no problem with that, if you ask me. But yeah. Okay, so then I had watched a very royal scandal, and there's been 3 seasons of this, or 3 series, I guess you'd say, because I think it's British. Um, but this is the one that had Hugh Grant and I don't know the thin, cute young one that everybody was going crazy for a while. I forget what his name is. Anyway, they were. He was an MP. He was actually on track to be the prime minister. I think maybe. And
No, you're thinking of the Christmas show. He was the prime minister.
he was the prime minister.
Hugh Grant was the prime minister.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you're right. and I would have rather watched that show. But this one, and I'm not saying anything. It was very seasonal. It took place in the like 60s and 70s. They did a great job with basically all of it. But it was one of those things where it was just so fucked up. And of course, then they had to kill an animal in it just to, I guess it was part of the story. It really happened. This is based on a real story, but the whole thing was just like left you just feeling so like, ugh. You started out being on the side of the politician guy, and then halfway through episode 2, you're all of a sudden like, oh no, fuck him. I hope he gets what's coming to him. Never did, of course. They all got off scot-free. Spoiler alert, not really. It's been out for like what, 6 years. Anyway, there's that. And Spring Baking Championship, I'm on to I just started season 4. And yeah, I'm looking forward to when the new one comes out.
Yeah, when is that happening? It's just so weird.
I guess I have this little device. I could actually type it in. Spring Baking Championship 2025 will start March 10th.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, also don't forget that tomorrow, Daredevil starts on Disney.
Ugh.
So I hope they drop several episodes of it. I love Daredevil, and I really wish that they would bring back Jessica Jones. That would be good.
As we hear every week.
I know, because I love Jessica Jones. Anyway, those are basically what I did this week, other than almost lose 2 dogs and go into a meltdown over it. So yeah, that was fun. All right, well, let's get into the advice type thing. Here we go. I, a 37-year-old female, had my son Trent, 17 male, pretty early in life. I had already graduated college because I got a head start, but it was a little bit hard. I had honestly hated college and figured it was a waste. I don't even work in the field my degree is for, probably communications. So, major. My husband and I agreed not to set up a college savings for our son. If he wants to go, he can either pay for it himself or hope he gets a scholarship. I guess my parents had been telling him that we were saving for him since they saved for me. And just assumed since I was well off, I'd do the same. He got accepted to his dream school, and I broke the news to him that I didn't have any savings for him and he'd be on his own. He was angry and asked why, and I just explained to him that college was a waste of time for me and I'm not supporting it since I know it'll be the same for him. He got mad and called my husband and I terrible parents for not even caring about his dreams. Am I the asshole? I just don't think college is important, and I don't want to waste money so he can study useless stuff and get a degree he'll likely never use.
Well,
Yes, you are.
I mean, I somewhat agree with what she's saying,
Mhm.
but um well, I mean, I don't know what his dream school is, and I don't know what he's planning on doing with himself. So there's that. Maybe she has more knowledge. Maybe he wants to, go into sports broadcasting or something ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. But uh, I went to a junior college and that I paid for myself. So, uh, I, it's hard. This is difficult. I think he should have been known more. They should have let him know earlier on.
Mhm.
I think that's the timing is what's the makes her kind of an asshole.
Yeah. Well, okay, so several points for me that I think she's an asshole. And one, I mean, if she decided that she wasn't going to pay for his college or whatever, the asshole part comes in that she should have told him long before he
That's what I
got to
just
that
said.
point. Yes, I
Okay.
know. I'm agreeing with you. And certainly, if she had heard that the parents were telling him that there was money there, that should have been a clue. Um, but also, if she's well off, so throw the kid a bone. Say you pay for half, I'll pay for half, or whatever. But no, if she doesn't want to pay for anything, I mean that's her prerogative. But she should have told him a long time before he got his hopes up like that.
Well, and she's got that snooty kind of voice, that I'm better than anybody.
Well, honestly, I felt like I should be reading it like this. So I went to college and I didn't even use my degree. My son's just a fucking loser, so I'm not gonna give him any money.
Well, and that's the other thing. How good is he in school?
Well,
That
obviously, if he got into a college of his dreams, he had to be somewhat good, I think.
okay, yeah, you know what the college of his dreams could be?
Mhm.
Sac State.
Well, you know what? Tom Hanks came out of Sac State. You
Yeah,
did you?
but yeah, but my point is
Mhm.
that we don't know what his dream school is. I mean, is it Duke? Is he want to play football? Or is he
Well, if he
what?
went to Duke for football, he'd probably get a scholarship.
That's what I'm saying. I got a feeling he's not a very good student either.
But he got into a college. I
I
mean,
got into
that's
college.
something.
I,
Well, he's
I,
not in
I
Sac State. This is a college of his dreams.
well, that could have been
Like he's
Tom
sports
Hanks's
broadcast.
college of his dreams.
He could have gotten into RADA. Anyway, okay. So yeah, she's an asshole light. All right, hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know if you wrote an autobiography, which chapters would you ask your parents to skip? All the ones that I talked about, all the bad things they did to me.
Oh,
Whatever.
mine would just be my sexual awakening.
Oh, and I took it. I took it deep. Yeah, I know. That's always something. Yeah, I, they don't need to know that. I agree. But yeah, I don't know. That's the reason that I hesitate with autobiographical material is because I know that whenever I do anything like that, they're always, well, my mom is always like, "Is that me? Did I do that? I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "No, stop."
See, now
So
I'm
bad.
only worrying.
Good writing.
Mine is just my whoring.
Yeah. Okay. Hey Chubbs, do you remember the meanest principal you ever had? How about vice principal? Oh, girl, you can go first.
I don't have any bad principles.
Okay. Well,
I don't remember. I remember one when I was in sixth grade. There was a bees had come into the cafeteria and were attacking my best friend who was screaming like a girl, and so he gave us both. We had to write essays on why you shouldn't be, screaming or something. I don't know what it was, but I mean, yeah. But otherwise, I liked him. Yeah, I never remember bad principal. Go ahead.
okay. Well, the bad principal that I had, one was it was the same guy, but there was two incidents. The first one is we were in math class, and I ended up having one of those days where I was just kind of not really paying attention. I was staring out the window. And so he was taking over the math class for that day. And he saw that I wasn't paying attention, singled me out for the answer, and then kept doing that thing where they're like, well, so what's the answer, Matthew? Why don't you know the answer, Matthew? Why weren't you paying attention, Matthew? And it was one of those things where like that incident made me hate when people say my name repeatedly like that. I was so pissed at him. And the second thing was when I got called to the principal's office, and he closed the door and he told me that somebody had turned in something that I had written, and it had gay material in it. And he told me very pointedly that if I was that way, it was not a good thing. And I needed to make sure nobody ever knew. And then he sent me away. So that was a horrible incident that I always remember, and always remember he wanted to shut me up and basically told me that I was a bad person and I was never to tell anybody. So fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Anyway, and the vice principal, well, he was a douchebag too, but I don't care about him. And my screen just went blank. There we are. Okay. Hey, Chubbs, Timothy wants to know, do you have a particular order for first bites on a plate of food, i.e. meat, then potatoes, then vegetables?
Well, Matthew,
Yes.
yeah, I am I do it all the time. First of all, I'll approach the plate one way. I will go and I will take tastes of everything,
Hmm.
one taste of everything, and then whichever thing I don't like the most, I
Mhm.
will eat first, and then and in order because I want to end with what I like the best.
Uh,
And let's see what was. I give you a kind of a weird kind of example, like when I'm eating uh, chips out of a bag.
mm,
I will stop when I get the really good chip. Oh, that's so great. But if it's mediocre, I'm looking for that really good chip. I'm
uh,
looking for it.
yeah.
So because I want to end on a strong note.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way actually. I mean, yeah, it's whatever. Especially if I'm at a dinner party or something like that, and I don't have control over what is on my plate, I will eat the thing that I don't like the least, so that I can get that out of the way and enjoy the good stuff. Especially if it's like a nice steak or something. But yeah, so. Let's see. Now it's time for I Remember. And I remember my great grandparents.
I don't. I never met him.
Either set.
What?
Either set of them.
No, I'd never met my great grandparents.
Yeah. Okay. So I was fortunate enough to meet my great grandparents that were my mother's mother. The others I never met either, but I met them. I lived with them. My great grandfather was a pretty awesome guy. Unfortunately, I didn't get to know him until he was starting to, because I was 4 when he died. So only remember that he wasn't really all, there. Um, and then my great grandmother, she was really awesome. She taught me how to read. She put up with me being a little shit, like hiding around the refrigerator and scaring her. Um, and she would read to me in bed and sneak me chicken and a biscuit crackers when I was snuggling up with her. And then what was the other thing? Oh, so one time I ended up blowing up a balloon and I set it off under her dress and it scared the hell out of her. And she was kind of hopping around a little bit. And of course, my mother and grandmother were there and they just thought that was the funniest damn thing they had ever seen. And were just laughing hysterically, not because they were laughing at her. I mean, but just the situation in general. So, but they were pretty awesome people. But the rest of them, I have no clue. I never met them. They could have been dead by the time I was old enough, you know.
Well, they were all mine were dead. All my grandparents were dead
Mhm.
by when I was born, except for my father's father,
Huh.
who was an asshole.
That sucks.
Yeah, he was. Well, I only met him once actually, and that was plenty for me, because uh, we were in Southern California. They lived in Orange County, where he was the DA of Orange County at one point.
Huh.
Um, so we were there, and I came in, and this is the first time he's met me. I'm probably 12 years old,
Mm.
11, 12 years old. And he goes, "Wow, you're fatter than your father was at this age." And
Oh, fuck
I turned to my father and I said, "We can go anytime."
off. Good. Yep. What a shit. All right. Well, anyway, let's move into the lunchbox where Mr. Moose wrote in, and he said, "Here's what I've been eating. This was hubby's lunch at a Chinese restaurant. Fish coup. Cool. Okay. He loved it. Mild white fish with mushrooms and carrots and a white sauce. I don't know. It looks interesting.
That's
Also,
good. Yeah.
pork
Okay.
with garlic sauce for lunch. Mm. And then needed vegetables to fill up and get vitamins in. Ordered Hunan beef, broccoli, snow peas, carrots, mushrooms in a mild brown sauce. And I actually the pork garlic sauce and the other one, when I had the two pictures, I almost thought they were the same thing. But they both look really good.
Yeah, the snow peas are keeping or separating the two.
Yeah,
Um, and
exactly.
he also, do you see us? He also got a bowl of noodles.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's with the broccoli one. There's
Oh
a
yeah, there we go. I see it.
that looks good.
Yeah. And then Tom, you sent in some photos too.
Yeah, and I actually sent them to chubsgonewild at gmail.com.
I noticed that. My first response was, "Is he mad at me?"
So, um, the first picture is that I had some pad thai.
Uh-huh.
If you can see the peanuts down there at the end, and but
Yeah.
it was so good. We were out and we had just gone to Costco, and their food court is being revamped, so we couldn't get lunch. So um, he says, "Oh, there's a Thai place right near here. So let's go." So we went, and I got this, and then the fourth picture, that's what he got, which was more of a thicker noodle,
Oh,
and with he got beef and vegetables. For okay, see all that food?
yeah.
It was $12 a plate.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
not bad.
and it came and it actually ended up being a late night snack, the leftovers, and then the sandwich, which was from Cordy Brothers.
Mhm.
It's a I got a Dutch crunch roll, and it's turkey with mayo, tomato, onion, and sprouts. It
Wow.
was it was really good. I hadn't been um, to Cordy Brothers in years.
Yeah.
Okay, now this thing is it's as big as you think it is. The sandwich,
Yeah.
um, it was $10.
That's not bad. I mean, we
You've
were,
been to Togo's, so
yeah, it
you know
was,
how expensive Togo's is now.
yeah.
When,
Wow.
of course, when you're not out of breath from trying to catch the dog.
I
Um,
know, right? Uh, but yeah, those are great. Those are great photos. And we need affordable options like that because everything is just getting so expensive. I had a gift card and my mom wanted McDonald's, so had Uber Eats deliver it. We had two meals. I mean, and I'm talking about two Big Mac meals, shakes instead of Cokes, and a pie each. And it came, and with delivery, it came to $69.
yeah, see,
That is fucking ridiculous.
I mean, your mom still drives. Why don't you guys go pick up stuff
It just was one of those things where
like the donuts?
Yeah. What
See,
about?
that's what, well, I'm just saying that you're paying for it. How much for what now? How many donuts did you get? Now I'm not bitching at you. I'm bitching at this
14.
delivery shit.
14. So it was a dozen donuts, and this was from a designer kind of shop.
Sure.
It came to like it came to like $30, and that was with delivery.
Okay, that's not as bad as
It's not as
you
bad, but like the McDonald's, it was literally 15, $16 for delivery, and that wasn't including tip. And if
right.
I hadn't had a gift card, no fucking way that I would have done that. But she wanted it, and I was just like, okay,
Yeah,
well,
and I'm not bitching at you. I'm bitching at the whole idea that
mhm.
this delivery thing, it's sure it's convenient, but oh my God.
I know. It's
I'm just
Walmart too. Walmart, I have the subscription service to Walmart. I don't like having to use them, but there's some times when I'm just like, I gotta do what I gotta do. And it's the same thing where I will get like 8 items and it'll come to $60. And I'm just like, this is just I no, this is why, every 2 weeks, Winco, and if I can avoid anything else, I will.
yeah.
So
Yeah, because I'm seeing people because we went and got pho yesterday, and while we were getting pho, there was 4 or 5 deliver pickups
mhm.
during while we were there, and the same thing. Where were we? We were at another place, and it was just they get more pickup service than they're getting people coming in and eating service. So
Right.
it's just wild to me. But I mean, I get the convenience of it. It's just I don't know how people can afford it.
Right. Well, especially with these prices and Uber Eats and stuff like that have just gotten out of control. And I understand, I guess I understand that I don't know if I haven't kept up on it lately, if they're trying to actually pay the drivers like what they're worth and stuff like that, or they're just gouging. And I would imagine they're just gouging at that point.
That's what I'm imagining too.
So yeah. Okay, let's see. Well, send us what's in your lunchbox at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find Matt's other projects at justkisstheguy.com.
Look, you put yourself on third person again.
I sure did. Celebrating the day. Find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And give us an email at chubsgonewild. Oh, shit. Let me, and give us an email at
Chubsgonewild at gmail.com. And also, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. And actually, I think you can like and subscribe, but you probably already are on whatever your downloading place is. So I guess that's not a problem. But also we'd love to hear from you guys on stuff. Just throw out suggestions, give us questions.
like
Yeah.
Timothy.
Timothy and Moose, they're actively participating, and we want more of that. So
Yes. Sean gives us stuff for the feedback every once in a
yeah,
while. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you have a wonderful week. Keep your dogs indoors. I love you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.